Bunker. Today we're playing a 2,000 point matched play league match with the Astra Militarum Crimson Guard custom chapter against the Chaos Knights. Okay, the mission today is going to be retrieval. It's going to be out of the 2020 GT mission pack, and we'll be following all match play competitive rules for list building, army building, and rules purposes. The mat is brought to you by our unofficial sponsor, GameMat.eu, as is the terrain, or most of the terrain. Some of this other stuff that we're going to be using as dents is from a fish store and some Games Workshop. But most of the terrain on here is GameMat.eu, and as is their mat. Okay, today we have a special treat. We got Scott back. You've seen Scott on the channel if you're a long-time follower, but he's brought his Chaos Knights army that he's been diligently working on, and I gotta say, I've seen the Glotkin, but some of these other ones look new, and the paint job is amazing. I'm hoping that my camera could pick up the metallics and the shading that you got going here with the blending, but talk to us about the paint job first, like this guy.
So this is actually I'm trying to remember. I don't want to get you in copyright trouble. This is the Vallejo shifters, I believe, or maybe they're the color shifts.
Oh yeah, I've seen that that controversial video, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So they provide it, but so does Green Stuff World. They both have different lines of it, so I'll mention both of them because then you can't say anything bad.
It really does look amazing. I mean, like I said, I'm hoping my camera is picking up the details, but
yeah, it's basically a spray that has two colors in it, a metal and another. So this one is orange and gold. And the varnish took away a little bit of it, but I think it still works pretty well. But each of the three knights that aren't the Glotkin, I used a different color combo with it.
So this is also the same paint
Correct.
style? Yeah, this is, like I said, I'm hoping we got, it's subtle, the changes, but you can definitely see it when it catches the light at different angles.
Yeah, when I did, before I varnished it, it was almost too much, where it was glaring to you, like it was almost a shock, so I think the varnish makes it just the nice level. And then the rest are decals from Forge World and the ones that came with Chaos Knights.
Now, was this used with an air gun, or like is this painted on? Airbrush, yeah, because this definitely looks...
All the brands recommend you use the airbrush for it. And then like some of the details I, of course, painted with a brush. But.
And then this is your older model, right? We've seen him before.
Good old Glotkin. He did get a new base since now he has his own army. But besides that, yeah, same one who appeared in our 7th edition games.
All right, so let's talk about your list. You're going with a super heavy detachment, and talk to us about how it's for 9th edition.
Okay, so luckily we're doing a mission that doesn't require too many objectives. That's the one weakness of this army. But I went with the custom household, taking Endless Torment, so they get to all re-roll a number of attacks on guns. So considering everything's kind of a random thing, that's pretty good.
So all these guys on the right here, because this guy has close combat, but...
Correct. All right. So the other three all get that. Now the first one, let's see, this guy here, let's call him up. He is a Dreadblade, so he gets some bad things. If I fail my damnation roll, he has a ballistic skill 6+, can't fall back. And he also tends to have the problem that if he fails his damnation, he has to shoot or charge the closest unit. But the benefit is he has +1 leadership, which I rolled earlier, and gives an extra command point. He also has +2 movement. He's also has the upgrade to count as a character, so he's eager for the kill. So advanced or charge rolls, he adds 1 to the result. And if I'm wholly within my opponent's deployment zone, again, extra attack, but we'll see if that actually happens. He also is a despoiler, so since he has both combat weapons, his weapon skill is 2+. I also gave him the Gauntlet of Ascension. So that is ×2, -4, 6, and reroll attacks. both and wounds. And if a character gets killed by him, he gets an extra strength and attack put on his characteristics.
Okay.
So pretty nice.
Yeah. And this is the Tyrant?
This is the Tyrant. So this is my, let's see, it was the Plague of Change, because as you can see, when the Word Bearers converted this guy over, they kind of put the wrong symbols on, so he's warring with himself. He has a bit of Nurgle and a little bit of Tzeentch.
Okay.
Hence why there's two paint sides. You know, it's different colors on each side. So he has the Plasma Decimator. That's that big plasma gun. He has Shield Breaker missiles. Lots of twin melta-guns. The two twin Siegebreaker cannons that the demons are riding. And then the Volcano Lance. So, which is a Titan Hunter. I'm not facing any Titans, but I'm sure it'll work well on tanks. But yeah, so he's a fun one. Then on to our next guy. This is also a Knight Despoiler. This is our Slanesh influenced one. Let's see, especially his Avenger Gatling Cannon, which is heavy 12. He has heavy Flamer, heavy Stubber, the the Thermal Cannon, and he has the Iron Storm missile pods, which can hit anywhere on the board pretty much. And then the Glocken. First appearance in this edition. He is a character and he is the Warlord. He is Infernal Quest, which means he's objective secure and counts as 10 models. He also has a Meltagun, a Reaper Chainsword, the Storm Spear Rocket Pod, a Thermal Cannon, and really big feet. I think and he has, not that it'll make much difference in this, but if a melee weapon, he makes a save against a melee weapon, the opponent on a 4+ suffers a mortal wound.
Okay.
And that's 2,000 points.
The battalion gives you 12 points, and I think you spent something to make somebody a character, or was that for the...
So, 1 to make a character, 1 to add a second heirloom. So it gets 2 relics. And then I get 1 back because of his pact.
Okay, so you're starting at 11.
Correct.
All right. Let's go take a look at the what they're going to be facing today. Okay, this is the Astra Militarum. It's going to be my custom regiment, the Crimson Guard. And they're going to be having gunnery experts, which is the same as what Scott has on his army. It allows me to re-roll a damaged, a type weapon. So all those battle cannons and demolisher cannons and the plasma cannons, they get to be re-rolled. Even when I do grinding advance, I'll be able to re-roll both because technically it's 1 shot and then a second shot. The only thing it would only get 1 dice for would be that Manticore, because that gets 2d6. So that'll be only 1 dice could be re-rolled for that guy. So we went with the Spearhead, which is going to cost us 3 command points, and since he does not get refunded, that'll bring us down to 9. And then we spent an additional point on Tank Ace, which is going to give my one of my tank commanders the Tank Ace trait Master Mechanic, which means it'll be -1 damage to him from multiple damage weapons. The other Tank Ace trait is, if I don't take a Warlord trait, which I did not, is going to go on my Manticore for full payload, which makes the D3 damage Storm Spear Rocket Pod a flat 3 damage. So we have a Spearhead, which is going to be 6 heavy support choices. And an elite choice, my character, which is my Warlord today, is going to be the Master of Ordnance. And we're going to give him Kurov's Aquila to see if we can snatch a couple of command points back when Scott spends his on, every time he spends a command point on a 5-up, I would gain 1 for the round. And let's go through the Spearhead. So I'm going to start with the HQs. I have 2 tank commanders, and they're going to be represented by the darker colored tank. They are Lehman Russ battle tanks. Everything you hear is what you see is what you get. We're going to have 3 heavy bolters in the hull and sponsons, Hunter Killer Missile, and the battle cannon. And this one is going to be Tank Commander John Commando Matrix. And then this other tank commander is going to be John the Eraser Kruger. So anybody that could recognize those names in the movies they're from, start the competition now. So those two guys are the tank commanders. The one Matrix does have the Master Mechanic Tank Ace. Then I have three separate heavy support slots, one tank in each. I have the Plasma Executioner with the whole las cannon, plasma cannon sponsons, and the Hunter Killer Missile. And then I have two separate demolishers with hull heavy flamer and heavy flamer sponsons and the Hunter Killer Missiles. And then I have two squadrons of Leman Russ. So this is the first squadron, Red Squadron, that's commanded by Tank Commander Kruger. And they have heavy bolters in the hull and the sponsons, battle cannon, and one of them has a Hunter Killer Missile. And then Matrix is a squadron of Leman Russ that goes behind him, has the same loadout, heavy bolters and the battle cannon, but no Hunter Killer Missiles. So that's the Army. It's 12 command points for the Strike Force, taking away 3 for the Spearhead and taking away 1 for the Tank Ace. It gives me a grand total of 8. And then I'm going to be putting those 2 Demolisher tanks into Strategic Reserve, which is going to cost me another 3. So I'm going to be down to 5 before I start the battle. But those 2 Demolishers are going into reinforcements. Alright, so this is the 44th Emperor's Fist Spearhead. Okay, so we're just going to explain the terrain features. We're counting the wood and these pieces right here. Anything that's wood is going to count as dense cover and difficult ground, so it's woods with the rules that if you shoot through it or over it, you receive a -1 to hit unless you're inside of it. Now we're going to say this is the only one you can be inside and possibly this one. But those 2, you can move through them. It will be difficult ground, -2 to advanced charge and move rolls, but it will provide dense cover. We're going to count this one as ruins, and we're going to count the footprint of the crater and the walls and the building all as ruins. So if you're in the footprint of any of this, you'll be able to see through the ruin. If you're behind it, you'll be obscured, following those rules for these 2 ruins features. And we're going to count this one as ruin also from the, so if you're behind it, it's obscured, but if you're inside of it or inside the footprint, toe in, you can see through it. And we're also going to count this piece of terrain and then these pieces of terrain that we put together here as complete line of sight blocking, meaning that you can't see through these gaps. We're going to count from edge to edge, and we're going to say that it's higher than a knight, so we're going to say that you cannot see the knights, even though the 18 wound rule would be in effect for the other buildings, like the ruins and stuff like that. But for this terrain in the middle here, just to provide some line of sight blocking, so that piece and then these pieces right here will provide line of sight. You can't see through the gaps, so obviously you can only draw a true line of sight. So I'll get some, kind of see that there is some limited sight lines going through here, as far as that's concerned, just to provide a little bit of a 9th edition style battlefield. And we are playing on a full mat though, 6x4, but we do have plenty of terrain to accommodate for the 9th edition rules. And Scott and I set it up before Scott came here, but we both talked about it and we're in agreement we're going to play on the full battlefield here today. Alright, so it's going to be a retrieval mission. Just going over that quickly. Primary objectives are going to be worth what they are in the book. As far as objectives, there are 6 on the board. They'll be represented by the Crimson Fist discs. And the secondary mission that we have to choose for the mission, this is a league match, so we said that you have to play one of the secondaries has to be the mission objective, which is going to be how many points you have at the end of, how many units you have surviving at the end of the battle determines how many points you get. So I believe it was 75% or more of your army, you get 15 points, and 50% of your army survives, you get 10, and then 25% or more, you get 5, and if you have less than 25% of your army, you score 0. And the Crimson Guard chose Titan Hunters. Scott's whole army is Titans, so if I kill 1, I get 10 points. If I kill 2, I get 12. And if I kill 3, I get 15 for the max. And I also am going to engage on all fronts, because I should be able to start at least in 2 and then possibly move out with my reserves in turns 2 through 5. Hopefully get a couple more points off of that if I can survive. And Scott, you went with Bring It Down.
Yep, 2 points for each tank.
For each tank, and they did change the rules for that. So for my tanks, there are 11 or more wounds. So it's 2 points for each one of those. That's how it's going to work?
Yep.
Okay. So he's got to Bring It Down, and then you also took Grind Them Down, which means killing more units than I kill of yours. A good one to pick, obviously, because I don't think I'll be killing 2 knights a turn.
Certainly hope not.
And you should hopefully my tanks can survive, but it is a good secondary to pick against this army. So the secondary objectives are chosen. The mission is set. Scott has thrown down the gauntlet and said that he's going to teach me a lesson. And on the what was it? The word of the chaos.
We are the house of the word.
Well, he's going to try to teach me a lesson. But the Emperor is the light, and the Emperor does protect. So we're going to hope that
Please, your Bible is our Primarch's writing work.
Oh man! So the tanks of the Emperor will tread very hopefully get control of this battlefield and this retrieval mission. So let's get on with the dice rolling. We already figured out that Scott was a defender, and he chose this side. So he's going to be coming from the ruins into the remnants of what looks like some kind of an imperial base that was carved literally into the rock.
Maybe a refinery.
Yep, a little refinery or some kind of bunker complex underneath the ground, possibly on this world. We're going to call it Arvala 7. Again, another reference to a TV show. If anybody's going to pick up on that, let the competition begin in the chat. Arvala 7 is the site, the planet, and we are as some kind of installation in the desert part of this world. There's no sign of anybody, but the Chaos Knights are going to be rumbling through here and stomping around, and hopefully the tanks of the Imperium can put a stop to it. Alright, so we'll get back to you after all the armies deployed and roll up to see who goes first. Alright, so we got the Chaos Knights deployed. They deployed right to basically the front edge of this deployment zone here with this, looks like more of the, what is it, the hammer and anvil? I'm not sure what the name this used to be
House
called.
of the word likes to spread.
There they are. So they're in the line. We got the Tyrant over here. We got the Warlord Glotkin on the left. And facing down, trying to get across this table. Remember, we're saying that these cliffs here, these pieces of terrain, will block all line of sight, including to the 18 wound Titans. Unless, obviously, it's from the side or other true line of sight. But if you have to go over that terrain feature, it's not going to be able to be seen. And over here we have the Warlord for the Crimson Guard Spearhead here. So we got this Master of Ordnance, and he allows this Manticore to get reroll 1s to hit if they fire at targets that are over 36 inches away. So that basically from this range would be about where this line is, right about here through the center of the battlefield to these objective markers. So if I get first turn, all eligible targets would be within out of the 36-inch range, but after that, all bets are off. So I got my 2 tank commanders coming right up the center here with their squadrons of Lehman Russ in front, trying to capture some objectives. We can go left or right. We got the dense cover here, so if Scott does get first turn and winds up coming out a little bit here, he might be able to get an angle on this one guy, but this is the Master Mechanic, so it'll be -1 damage. I'm pretty sure these 3 are pretty safe. They're well hidden behind the terrain feature. The Executioner, and then 2 more Lehman Russ battle tanks on this side, going for this objective, and looking to shut down anything coming down this alleyway. This is the close quarters combat here. So the Warlord, the Glotkin, is just beyond those rocks. Again, this is dense cover. So we're going to roll off for that roll to see who goes first, and they've changed it, so whoever wins this dice roll will be going first. And let's see what we got. Okay, here's the roll off to see who goes first. So the icon dice is a 6.
So you go first.
So that's a blast from the past right there. So I have no choice. I will be going first. And we'll get back to you after we do the first turn movement for the Crimson Guard 44th Emperor's Fist Spearhead against the Chaos Knights, the Word of Truth. Okay, we got the movement here, phase complete. We moved up this squadron of Lehman Russ tanks up the side here on the flank to go for that objective. They're within 3. We're counting this as dense terrain, so you can shoot through it. So these two can only target the Glotkin Warlord. We will not be able to see through those gaps because we're saying that that's a wall. The Executioner and this Lehman Russ tank moved up to this position, and they can see the Close Combat Specialist over there, but we cannot see the Tyrant. And both of these tanks are within 3 inches of this objective. And this forward Lehman Russ split away from the other squadron mate. He can see the Close Combat Specialist, and then these two tank commanders moved into the woods, and they can see either one, the Tyrant or the Close Combat. And my Manticore and Master of Ordnance stayed still. They're behind this obscuring ruin. If I do shoot towards the Tyrant or the Close Combat guy, I'm going to have to shoot through this dense terrain or over it. So that'll be -1 to hit, but if I go in that direction, there won't be any minuses. So going into the shooting phase coming up. And we did gain 1 command point, so we're back up to 6. And the orders I gave were for both of these tank commanders to bring them down, which is going to be re-rolling hit rolls of 1. All right, so we moved out, we got the orders, and now we're playing stratagems. I'm going to play Vengeance for Cadia on the Plasma Executioner Lehman Russ tank here. And what that allows him to do is that he will now be able to re-roll all failed hit and wound rolls. So that does not include the -1s to hit if they suffer anything. It's like the old rule where if they did roll what they needed to hit, in this case it would be 4s. If I needed, if there was a -1 penalty, I would not be able to re-roll the 4s. So it's only failed hits before modifiers. And I'm also playing, that's 2 command points, and then I'm going to spend a 3rd command point to give him the maximum shots. This is from the supplement book for the greater good. And it's a stratagem that allows Astra Militarum Lehman Russ tanks to fire maximum type weapons. So that Plasma Executioner turret will fire its maximum 6 each time it shoots, which will be twice because it moves 5 inches or less. And also the Plasma Sponsons will be firing 3 each. I'm going to be targeting Scott's Combat Specialist over there. That's got the Reaper Chainsword and the, what did it have, the Special Relic Gauntlet?
Yep, Gauntlet of Ascension.
Gauntlet of Ascension. So we're going to try to take him down because his threat range is significant. I think on his move in advance he can get to that 2nd objective marker, and then he has a 12-inch charge from there. So it kind of did force my deployment into this area right here to try to stay away from that. And, you know, obviously in case if Scott had gotten first turn, I don't want to be getting charged right out of the gate. So it did affect my deployment. I kind of stayed out of this area, and Scott was wisely there because this is like a nice alley to shoot, so it would have been good to pack my tanks in this region, but we had to deploy into this parking lot over here, which is going to be a little bit more restricted and a little bit more tactical. So we'll start the shooting off with this Plasma Executioner tank at the Combat Specialist. So we got 12 shots with the, I'm going to fire it twice. I'll do it now because everything's going at this night. It's the only thing I could see. So we're firing the weapon twice, and it's got maximum shots both times, so there's going to be 12 shots. It has Vengeance for Cadia. It's normally hitting on 4s, unless he doesn't have anything up, right?
Nope.
Any minuses. So 4s will hit. Yeah. 4s will hit, but Vengeance for Cadia is going to allow me to re-roll these misses. So let's see if I can convert them, and I did convert almost all of them. So that's a healthy dose of plasma. It is obviously overcharging. And there were no 1s. So it's strength 8 and your toughness 8. So we're looking for 4s, and I get to reroll fails for Vengeance for Cadia, which we're going to need. Because only 3 got through for the first round. Now this is for Cadia for all the pain and suffering it caused. Yep, it's very vengeful.
We just brought you somewhere better.
So we got, looks like 8 wounds of plasma onto your knight, which is at -3, but I'm sure you have an invulnerable save.
Yeah, so I'm going to rotate ion shields. So I go up to a 4+ invulnerable.
Okay.
You do it the first time you take an invulnerable.
So 4 up invulnerable saves against 8 overcharged plasma shots. You know what? I should probably roll the sponsons too at this point, right? Because it's all going to be the same.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, let me get the dice. Alright, so the plasmas, sponsons, they also have the maximum shots and they're overcharging, so hitting on 4s, Vengeance Vicadia allows them to reroll those 5 misses and convert all of them but no 1s. And now I need 4s to wound, strength 8. Vengeance Vicadia is going to let me to reroll all these 5 failed and pick up 2 more. So now you're looking at 10 saves altogether at your 4-up rotated ion shields.
Okay, so 4s. So
Any command points you want to use?
Uh,
Reroll any of those? What do you got? 5 fails?
yeah, 5 fails.
This will be a flat 2 damage each.
So that would be 10. No, because they're going to get to reroll 1 die with the command point, and
Right.
you have bigger guns
I
coming.
got
so,
some hunter killer missiles
Yeah.
and. I
So
got-
yeah, I'll just take the damage.
All right, so I'll fire that hunter killer missile. It's hitting on a 4. It hits, and it's also strength 8, wounding on a 4. I get to reroll failed wounds for Vengeance Vicadia for all the pain and suffering. Oh, the hunter killer has missed. So looks like you're just taking 10 damage from the plasma. Now I have a las cannon. I'll fire that, hitting on a 4. Vengeance Vicadia allows me to reroll that and fails to hit. And that's all the shooting for that weapon. We'll go to the next tank. Okay, the second tank to fire will be this Lehman Russ battle tank, firing at the same target that just rotated his ion shields. So Gunnery Experts is going to allow me to re-roll these dice. Remember, I'm firing twice, so it's a single d6 each time, so I can re-roll either one of these. We're targeting with all the weapons. I'll re-roll the 2.
Oh, reroll the 6.
Got the big number, so we got 8 total. This is with the battle cannon. No re-rolls to hit here. No Vengeance Vicadia on this one. So looking for 4s. Not bad. And we're looking for 4s to wound. Strength 8 with the battle cannon. So 3 wounds on your rotated ion shield of 4 up.
So 1.
And it's going to be a D3 damage for 3.
Nice. I might be in trouble.
Alright, and now we got the heavy bolters. So 3, 6, 9. Remember we have spotter details, so these get extra range. They're 42-inch range, and they are in. Hitting on 4s. And they're only strength 5, so they're wounding on 5s. 1 wound at -1. So I guess it's still a 4-up invulnerable.
4. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, 5.
So we're going to move on to the next tanks and see what we can target. Alright, so this Lehman Russ that broke off from a squadron mate that just fired can only see the close combat specialist, so we'll fire him next. Again, all weapons will be targeting him, so I'm going to get to roll 2 of these dice for the turret for grinding advance. I get to reroll either one of these dice or both. I'm going to reroll both. And we wind up with a 7. These are hitting on 4s and wounding on 4s. Strength 8 battle cannons against toughness 8. 2 wounds at your -2, which takes you to your
Both good.
rotated ion shield. And then I got the 3, 6, 9 heavy bolters hitting on 4s and wounding on 5s. 3 this time. These are at -1, so it's still your 4 up.
So 1.
2 damage.
Oh yeah, 2.
So how much has he taken so far? He took 10 from the plasma,
He is at 9.
down to 9. Okay, Tank Commander John the Eraser Kruger is going to level his sights on the close combat specialist to try to take him down. He's got 9 wounds remaining. We're going to fire the battle cannon double tap and the heavy bolters, and we'll see if that does the trick. If not, we might have to use the hunter killer missile. So 2 shots from the turrets again. I get to reroll either one of these. I'm going to reroll that 2. Doesn't improve, so 2, 4, 6 shots. Hitting on 3s because it's a tank commander, and I am not shooting through the woods, so I'm in the woods, but it doesn't count. So we're going to get hitting on 3s, and we had order to re-roll the 1s. So they all hit, and it's strength 8, wounding on 4s. So it looks like 3 wounds at -2, which will still be on your rotated ion shields.
So that's, yeah, roll.
All 3?
Yep.
All right, no command point? No, not yet. All right, so we got 3d3, 5 damage. And now the heavy bolter, hitting on 3s, rerolling the 1 for the order, fails to convert. These are strength 5, so they're wounding on 5s. And it looks like 2. At -1, so it's still your 4-up rotated ion shield. And it'll be 2 more damage.
Oh yeah, 2 more, yeah.
And he's still kicking, so we'll fire the Hunter-Killer Missile, hitting on a 3. Fails to hit. And not a 1, so no reroll. Alright, so this guy's still kicking.
But use your Hunter-Killer Missile.
Use the Hunter-Killer. So I gotta decide if I want to use my other tank commander to try to finish him off, or fire over that terrain with the rocket pods here. Let's see. Let me get a think. Alright, tank commander John Commando Matrix is going to try to finish the job. His heavy bolters are out of range, but he does have his battle cannon in range, and if he does need the Hunter Killer, we could fire that as well. So let's roll some dice here. We did the grinding advance. Both shots are going into him. So we'll keep the 6. 6 shots. Hitting on, let's see. This guy is going to catch, looks like this part of the wood. So we will be at -1 to hit. So we're hitting our 3s going to 4s. And no 1s to reroll. So we got 4 hits. And it's strength 8. We know the drill. We got 2 dice here. And your rotated ion shields will either save you or see what happens. If you fail both, it's a dead knight.
It's dead.
Unless you want to command point it. They're D3 damage.
No, because on average you would kill him. No
It
matter
could
what.
kill him, yeah. So let's roll the damage to see what it would got. It would have been the 2.
Okay, let's see if he blows up. He does not.
Alright, so it took many tanks. Looks like 5 tanks, but we were able to bring down 1 knight. So we'll fire the Manticore.
Kill 5 vehicles to catch up.
Got to catch up, yep. We'll fire the Manticore at the Glockin, the Warlord. It's going to be over 36 inches away, which is going to allow my commander, my Master of Ordnance, to re-roll any 1s that I roll for this hit. Let's find out how many shots first. It's 120 inch range, so I got the board. 2d6 shots. I get to re-roll 1 of these. Do I want to re-roll that 3? Yeah. Using our gunnery experts to re-roll the 3 into a 3. 2, 4, 6, 8. These are hitting
actually, sorry, I did have one other thing.
up. Oh, okay.
Pact with the Dark Gods.
This is the guy who went down?
Yep, let's see. 3 command points about to be wasted. Yep, does nothing.
What was it?
That brings him back with 3 hit points.
Can you re-roll it?
Aren't we not allowed to reroll anything anymore?
It's got some rules now. Let's take a look at the book. Okay, so the Dark Gods have not answered the Chaos Knights, so he will not be coming back to life with those 3 command points. And what was the result we rolled for that? It was 4? Okay. All right, so continue with the Storm Eagle rockets. These are strength 10, so they will be wounding on a 3. They all wound, and they're at -2.
So, 5
So you got
plus
5
either
up?
way.
3 fails.
It's gonna be a quick game.
It'll be 3 flat damage each because it's got full payload. Do you want to re-roll one of them? It's the only weapon that I have that's a flat 3.
Yeah, I guess so. No.
All right, so 9 damage to the Warlord. Alright, the last two tanks to fire are going to be on the extreme right flank at the Warlord Glotkin. So I'll fire with the forward guy. He is shooting through the dense cover. 2 dice for the grinding advance on the... Oh, I'm going to reroll both of those. Snake eyes. So we get an 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Normally hitting on 4s, but because of the dense cover, hitting on 5s. And no rerolls. So 3 will hit, and wounding on 4s, strength 8. 1 wound at -2.
5 plus. Nope.
It'll be D3 damage for 3. And then the 3, 6, 9 heavy bolters, hitting on 5s because they're going through the dense cover. And wounding on 5s because of the strength 5. So 2 at -1. So 4 ups.
Get out of here.
Alright, the second tank is going to do its turret. 2 shot, 2 dice. I'll reroll the 2. Going to a 3, so 3, 6, 9 shots with the turret weapon. Normally hitting on 4s, but 5s due to dense terrain that we're shooting through. And 4s to wound. 1 wound at -2.
Nope.
D3 damage for 2.
Okay, we're down to 10.
And now the 3, 6, 9 heavy bolters. Hitting on 5s because of the terrain. Wounding on 5s. No wounds. And we'll shoot the hunter killer. Needs a 5. No. Alright, so that's all the shooting. So we've done damage, we've hunted a Titan, and we've wounded the Warlord. So we are in range of, looks like 2 objectives. I have 2 tanks on this one and 1 tank only on this one. And now we're going to go over to the Knights. Turn 1 movement.
Question, but I'm doing the random version, so I have to roll each time.
So this is what is happening here. This is we're doing the movement phase, but you're trying to see if something happens to these each night.
Right. So since I am the Infernal household, I can basically do a demonic surge.
Okay.
So basically, I can either choose to suffer 1 mortal wound and roll on the chart, or I can pick exactly what I want, but then I have to take D3 mortal wounds.
So you suffered a mortal wound and rolled a +1 toughness, so now he's toughness 9.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same thing on this one here. So the one this is going to be useless on this turn. That's the select 1 ranged weapon equipped, add 1 to the weapon strength characteristic and damage characteristic.
Well, that's good for damage.
But he won't be able to shoot anything this turn, I don't think. So I don't know if it's necessarily, because even if I get to, oh, I could see that. Okay. So he'll,
And Glotkin, does he get to roll too?
yeah, I'm just figuring which, I have to pick 1 weapon for
Oh,
it.
okay.
So I will pick your tanks, so I'll just pick the thermal cannon.
+1 damage.
Yeah, so now it's actually, it's already strike. Yeah, I'll pick the thermal cannon doesn't make a lot of sense, so I'll pick the I'm actually gonna pick this thing on top. He's still gonna take a damage because why not? And so he gets the he'll pick the missile launcher on top.
So he has the same thing, gets
Yeah.
+1 strength and
He
damage.
goes down 1
So
more.
both of these are picking their carapace weapon on top, the rocket pod and the missile pod,
Correct.
and he gets toughness 9. So we'll come back after the movement phase and see what we got. So we got a hit with the melting gun. We're in the shooting phase here. He's targeting this front Lehman Russ and rolling to see if you wound.
Wound.
Got the wound at -4?
Yep.
So that's going to burn through my armor because I have no invulnerable save to stop it. So damage 3, so he's down to 9.
So that's 3 shots.
So we got the missile launcher, the carapace weapon, which has been upgraded. It'll be -1 hit because it is shooting through dense.
Yeah, so it hits once.
But it gets +1 strength
Correct. So wounds. What it
and
either way.
+1 damage.
Yeah.
What's the AP on the missile?
So yeah, you should get a save on that. -2. So you have 5 plus.
So we need a 5 up, which I fail. Damage.
So D6 plus 1. So
4 damage. So we're down to 5 wounds on this tank. He is in the middle bracket.
Damn, he's alive though.
And you got your thermal cannon.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real waste.
D6 shots.
Just debating whether it's better to shoot at the other one.
Remember, it'll be a -1 to hit also going through the terrain.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's better to get rid of the one that's there. So let's see, it would be 3 attacks, but I'm gonna risk it and re-roll that and get 3. So
Okay.
it seems to be what we've been doing with
Yeah.
a lot of the re-rolls lately. Here we go. So 1 hit.
It only hits on 4s. I mean, normally base 4, or is it base 3?
Base 4 because he's a wounded.
Oh, he got
then
into the bracket?
1, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you trashed me the first turn. I'm gonna be playing massive catch up.
This is not +1 damage on this one though, right?
No.
But it is within half range, so you're going
Wait,
to
how
get
much does he have left?
5. So you get 2 dice, don't you? Pick the highest for the thermal cannons in the old book? Or all the melters get upgraded to the +2 damage now?
No, that's what I was saying, like they screwed them on, only Melta itself got upgraded.
Well, this is a thermal melter, right? Doesn't
No.
have the melter rule, so it's a different
Nope.
gun. So
It has the Melta rule, but they didn't upgrade it,
Got it.
because that's GW.
So it's 2 dice, pick the highest, because you're in half range.
Yeah, so the second,
So
6, I'll
plus,
take that.
not +1 though, right?
yeah.
So that does destroy him. Let's see if he does explode. I have the big, we go boom dice from our buddy Bob Evers. Let's see if he goes boom. And there he is, Bob. He went boom on his
Boom.
first roll. So it's going to be D3 damage. I'll let you roll it. D3
Okay.
damage to my other tank.
So 2.
So this guy is gone, and he will suffer 2 damage, bringing him down to 10. And now I am no longer holding that objective. So a good snipe by the warlord Glocken. He knows what to do. And you get bring it down points.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
scoring
so-
points and denying me objective points in one shot.
Yeah, but I gotta catch up. I still need
Yep.
8 more.
Still need more. Still need more.
Always more. First on the Manticore.
All right, so we got the
Gotta see
this
how
middle
many
one.
shots.
Is it the spoiler they're called?
Night Despoiled.
Night Despoiler. So we're splitting fire. We got the one that can hit unseen targets, the Carapace missile rack.
So I'm gonna re-roll the 1 on number of attacks, so 4 attacks.
And you had played a card where you can re-roll
Hits.
hits, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Any non-hits. But because it's obscure, I technically have to
No,
disinfect them.
it doesn't affect your hits. It will give me a +1 to my save.
Okay.
The dense terrain takes away hits.
Okay. So that means they all hit. And
And this is
then-
only a toughness 7 vehicle, so it's not toughness 8.
Yeah, I unfortunately think I'm only strength 6, even with the +1. So this might not be quite as useful, but you know.
Well, at least he can target
Yeah.
things he can't see. So,
Yeah.
so still wounding on 5s. That's not bad.
Yeah, so
Can you re-roll wounds or just hits?
no, I'd have to use a command point to reroll, which I'm not going to do.
So 3 wounds.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna
And
do
what's
that.
the minus on the?
So the minus is only 1.
All right, so we're going from a 3 up to a 5 up. I'm sorry, 4 up, only -1. So I fail 1. What's the damage?
So normally 2, but the +1, 3 damage.
So he's going from 11 down to 8.
Needed a little bit more than that, but oh well.
And then your thermal
Thermal cannon into the plasma guy.
into this guy.
So first number of shots, I'm gonna re-roll that. Guys, you're not gonna win if you don't do a little bit better than this. Okay, so hits.
It's like all hits.
So it's 9.
So wounding on 3s.
I'll do it.
And it's a -4, so it's burning straight through the armor.
And it is
D6 damage, right?
because I doubt I'm in.
You have to be, what, 18? What is it, 36-inch range?
Yeah, so it would be Nah, it's definitely old.
Not bad. We got, was it 11 altogether?
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll the, because I didn't hurt it yet, right?
Well, it would have 1 hit point left.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use a CP.
All right, so if you get higher, a 3 or higher, it's gone.
Of course, the exact freaking number.
So it's hanging on with 1 wound, but you have a heavy stubber.
You're right, that's true. That would be kind of funny if the heavy stubber is the thing that...
It always does.
Okay, well, I get re-rolls on it, so I might as well,
Yep.
right?
If one could sneak through into the, you already cracked open the hull. It's got to find an exposed wire or a fuel cell or
Luckily,
something.
I get to re-roll. So that's 3 hits, but it's strength 4, so I need
So it's
6s.
6s.
No,
No. All right.
that needs to
All right,
be...
so the Lehman Russ now is going to be taking the damage from the 12-shot Gatling cannon.
Okay, that's a miss, but I get 3 roll misses. That's a miss. Okay, but this is only, I believe, strength 6, if I remember correctly. Yep.
Yep, so strength 6 will need 5 to get into that toughness 8 armor.
But possible. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And minus on it,
-2.
so 5 ups. We passed 2, failed 2, so we're down to 10 damage on that Lehman Russ tank.
Oh, it's 2 damage.
Oh, 2 damage a pop, so 4 damage, take me down to 8.
But that doesn't bring it into a different category, does it?
No.
Okay.
So that's 2 weapons fired. We got 1 tank down, 1 severely injured, 2 injured but in the top bracket still, and now you got your big guy, the Knight Tyrant. So we got a lot of weapons on him. We'll talk about what we're going to split them up, and then we'll get to rolling some dice.
Cannons.
Okay, so Scott has allocated his weapons from this shooting platform here, this big beast of a Tyrant, and he's going to be targeting 4 different tanks. Now, we got the strategy here. He's already taken me off of 1 objective, so he's reduced me from 2 objectives to 1, so that's from 10 to 5. If he can take both of these tanks down, then he would deny me any objective for the primary. So he's going to start with the siege breaker cannons on top here at the plasma executioner, which is down to 1 wound. So let's see what he's got here.
Okay, so the first one, 2d3 attacks. I can re-roll 1 of them. So that means 4 attacks. He's not injured noticeably. Well, he still missed twice. And then 5, it's a 7, and they're 8s, right?
Yep. So we got a wound.
1 add -1.
-1, so a 4 up, and I survive, which I fail. Now, this is the only weapon that's targeting him, right?
No, the other.
You still have the
Siegebreaker
rock.
cannon.
You still have the other cannon,
Yeah.
and that's a 1-shot.
No, that's still the other one.
Oh,
The
geez, that was only 1
yeah.
cannon. Oh.
And I did very
Yep.
low number of attacks on that one. So,
I'm gonna try it. I'll try it. I'll burn a command point and see if I can get that 4 up. I got the 4 up. So
Okay.
we make the save, but I go down another command point, so I'm down to 2.
so the second siege breaker cannon gets 5 attacks. I think I will leave it at that.
Yeah, I have no rerolls, so whatever you got here will do some damage.
Maybe.
Yep.
I think Karma's trying to pay you back for our last game.
So those are good
5s.
hits, and then they get 5s to wound a toughness 8 vehicle.
Nothing.
So I rolled the dice and got lucky.
Yep.
So the plasma tank survives on 1 wound, although he is severely damaged, but he's not an objective holder, so if you can take these other 2 out,
Yeah,
it
but
will be
he-
worth a lot of
The
points.
problem is with your stuff, he'll take out another knight next turn.
Well, he's hurt. Remember, he's going to be hitting on 6s. Because he's in the...
That's
and I,
true.
And I can only repair with jury rigging 1 hull point, so I can't get him better than that.
So the volcanic lance is going to shoot the normal The one that's not hurt battle cannon.
This guy right here. So this is the big weapon, right? This is the Titan killer.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a fresh Lehman Russ tank that's holding an objective that poked his head out.
5 shots.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna re-roll
Nope.
that because there's no way I'm gonna roll better than that.
A 5-shot volcano hit.
Unless I roll that kind of garbage. And I already used the re-roll one. Yeah, right? Because I re-rolled one of the other things.
Now you did play a card that you were allowed to re-roll hits. Was that just for that one
Well,
night?
no, well, you only can use the stratagem once a phase.
Oh, that was. I thought it was. I thought it was a different card that allowed you to re-roll. It was only for one night, though. Is that what it only works for him?
Well, no, it's you only can use the stratagem once a turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I already used it on the other night.
Right.
Yeah. So, but still 2 hits.
And this is 16, right? So strength 16. So wounding on 2s,
Oh,
and
either
it
way.
burns right through because it's a -5.
Right.
No invulnerable saves.
So
So this is massive damage. 3d3, right?
3d3. So the first one is 3, 5, 8.
8 from the first one. I got 4 left. Can you do it? Oh yes.
Yep.
Yes. Major damage. Let's see if the boom dice. We just took a big hit. Oh, it's cocked. It's facing me, so I gotta roll it flat. Oh, nope. All right.
Okay,
So,
well.
but you did destroy a tank that was on objective, which is half of the plan. So we got another one that's wounded.
More importantly, I killed more this turn.
You killed more and another bring it down 2 points. So you're racking up secondaries
So that's at
every
least.
time a tank goes down. Yep.
I just don't want you to double score me at the end.
No, you're securing some points.
Okay, so then the
Plasma decimator.
let's do the West Meaningful.
Oh,
one.
the
I'm gonna
shield
fire
breaker.
that.
Or what is
Yeah.
that called? The
The shield breaker.
shield breaker.
missile.
And this is at the guy that has 10 wounds, right?
Correct. Hits. It's I think just strength.
10, right?
Oh, 10, yeah, because it's a nutcase one.
Yep. So 3 to wound.
But nope, there's
Nope.
no reroll, right?
No, you used
No.
the you used
No,
your,
no, I was checking it didn't.
Oh,
have
for that. No.
It's the invulnerable. It doesn't give. Okay, so that's one wasted missile. Then the plasma decimator.
Now this is the one because this is the tank that's holding the objective. You could deny me another 5
I'm
points.
going to risk it
Going for it.
and overcharge it.
Risk it for the biscuit.
First, I gotta see number of attacks. I will reroll this one.
Yeah, that seems to be a theme here.
Yeah. So that's 5 attacks. Wait, no, 6.
6, right?
Six,
D6.
Yeah. So. And of course, I give myself wounds, but I do get 3 hits. Do they do anything though? They can't kill them though. So.
Strength 8, 4s,
So 1.
and 2 damage.
Yep.
So I'm down to 6.
And I give myself 1.
Okay.
Meltzes aren't within range. So the only thing left I have is whether I want to be crazy and declare a charge, but I don't think. No. Yeah, no.
All right.
So yeah.
So all
that's
the
my
shooting.
turn.
So the shooting has killed 2 Lehman Russ battle tanks, and you've denied me an objective for sure. And I might be out of 3-inch range here. This is looking a little bit. I'm gonna have to measure that. I don't think I'm in range of that one. So I might have moved his ass end of his chassis out of the range for that one. So let's see what we got. We got you racked up some points. It's the end of the turn 1. So I do not have any secondaries that involve end of turn, but you do. So you have Bring It Down, which you just brought down 2 tanks and they're worth 2 points apiece, right?
Right.
So you're getting 4 points for that. So let's get this written down here. So 4 points for Bring It Down, and then grind them down. If you kill more units than I do at the end of the turn, which you did, 2 to my 1, how many points is that worth? 3?
That's 3, I believe. Yeah.
Might be 4, I don't know.
No, I remember it wasn't.
It's a 3-pointer,
Yeah, it wasn't as good as.
as the line breakers and all that other stuff.
Yeah. So I'm trying down 3.
All right, so grinding, you're getting some secondaries here. You did not get the well, minimize losses we do at the end of the game,
And no one gets primary.
and nobody gets primary. So turn 1 is over, and I've gotten Titan Hunter, so I'm getting 10 for killing 1 knight.
And you'll get another Titan Hunter this turn, I think. But that's
And-
only 2 points now.
But you picked up 7 points on secondaries for bring it down and grind them down. All right, so we're going to go into the top of turn 2 for the Crimson Guard, 44th Emperor's Fist Spearhead. Okay, we're at the top of the turn here, turn 2. I gained the command points. I'm up to 3. And we moved this tank up to secure that objective. I was out of range, just barely, by about 1/4 of an inch from this objective, so I get no primary objective points this turn. So I backed him up to claim this objective and potentially hide from those 2 guys over there, but still have range on Glotkin. And we're going to leave the Plasma Cutioner. He's down to a 3-inch move. He's just going to stay there and try to get his last hurrahs against maybe the Tyrant or the Despoiler. The 2 tank commanders are in good position right here to fire at Glotkin or the Chaos Tyrant. So we're going to keep them right where they are. And tank is also going to stay where it is. If I want to shoot at the Tyrant, I'm going to be suffering the -1 for going over the dense terrain, but the other 2 guys are going to be clear shots. Alright, so let's start off with this guy over here who still has his Hunter Killer Missile shooting at the Warlord Glotkin. I'm going to put all my weapons into him. So I got the 2 turret weapons. Tank orders first. So we'll do the reroll ones to hit again since
Where are your guys coming in?
Oh, good call. I wanted to bring the demolishers in. Let me move them in before we get rolling here with shooting. Good call on that one. Alright, so Scott was able to deny me the opportunity. My plan was to come in on the sides and perhaps put some pressure on these objectives. I would have to wait until turn 3 to do that. So if he kept moving forward, I would be able to come in behind here on and get engaged on all fronts and some other points, but I think I have an opportunity here to do some serious damage to this Tyrant and possibly this Despoiler. It could be a big round for the Spearhead here. We got guys in the shooting range here. They came out from behind that cover. So both of these Demolisher tanks, this one is in heavy flaming range. This guy is out, but they have the turrets and the Hunter Killer Missiles, which are the meaty guns. So we got everything's on the board, and let's go to the shooting. So double tapping over here against the Glotkin. So all weapons are firing at him. I'm going to keep that 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 shots. Hitting on 4s, but I'm going through the terrain, so I'm hitting on 5s with that dense terrain. And there are no rerolls. And we're wounding on 4s because of the damage 8 against your toughness 8. So 2 at -2. Do you want to rotate ion shields or go with your 5 up and vulnerable?
5 up and vulnerable. Get 1.
So D3 damage, 2 damage. And now I got the 3 heavy bolters. So 9 shots. Again hitting on 5s because of the terrain that I'm going through, the dense terrain. 2 hits. Just need 5s to wound on this one. 1 wound at -1, so you got a 4-up save.
Nope.
That'll be 2 flat damage. And I will fire the Hunter Killer. Fails.
Yeah.
Alright, because boom.
At least 8 up 1 tank's shooting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's him.
The other guy. Well, I guess he only can shoot at him, so.
Yeah. So we'll put the plasma, we'll fire at the Despoiler. So he's hitting on 6s. So let's see what, we didn't move, so I get 2 shots with this turret. I'll keep the 9. 3, 6, 9. And hitting on 6s. We got 1 hit. It's overcharged, and I didn't roll any 1s.
Seriously, you didn't roll any ones?
No 1s.
But nothing.
Nothing to wound. I'm not going to waste the... I got the... it's only 2 damage.
Yeah.
See if the last cannon can throw out a shot. Can't hit with a 6. And then I got two D3 shots with the sponsons. I can reroll both of these or either one. So I got 3 with each. I'm not going to reroll, obviously. 3, 6.
Come on, 1.
Need 6s. No 1s, but 2
Seriously?
6s.
How did you not get any ones?
To kill myself, right? Uh-oh. We got 2 wounds at -3.
So 1.
So 2 damage.
That's not. 21 now.
All right, now this tank, let me just do one quick check. Okay, so he is bracketed, so he is hitting on 5s against the Glotkin. Here's all weapons will go into him. So here's the 2 shots for the turret. I'll keep the 7. Hitting on 5s because of the damage bracket. And no rerolls. Strength 8, 4s are required at -2.
So 5 plus invulnerable or 5 plus armor. Block 1.
D3 damage for 3.
Ooh.
Now the heavy bolters. Hitting on 5s because of the damage bracket. I hit with 1. Need a 5. Fail. Alright, so Glotkin is still around. On how many wounds?
1.
Hanging in there on 1.
Come on, Manticore.
Alright, let's get a little think here and see what we got next. Alright, so Hunter Killer and Battle Cannon are going to fire at the Tyrant
Okay.
from the back commander here. This is Commander Kruger. I'm sorry, this is Commander Matrix. And he is the master mechanic. And his heavy bolters have that spotter detail, so 42-inch range on your Warlord. So heavy bolters at the Warlord, all their weapons at the Tyrant. Let's do the heavy bolters at the Warlord since he's down to 1 wound. If we can get one of these in, we're in good shape. I'm shooting through woods, so I'm at -1, so my 3 up goes to a 4 up to hit. But I'm re-rolling 1s because of the tank order, re-roll 1s to hit. And I got a lot of hits. Now I need to wound. 5s. 1 at -1, 4 up, or else Glotkin could be gone.
He's good.
He's good. Now the turret weapon, 2 shots at your Tyrant, both of them. I'm going to stick with the 7. And I am firing through the wood because this woods is sticking out enough where you got cover for more than half of that base. So I'm hitting on 4s, re-rolling the 1. Can't convert it.
And now need 5.
Yep, strength 8. You got the boosted toughness. It does affect one of the battle cannon shots at -2. Do you want to rotate ion shields?
Yeah, I need him to survive, so.
Alright, so 4 up. Is that a command point?
I believe it's 3.
3.
Because he's the big guy.
Alright.
Like I said, they're really cool, the big guys.
Yep.
But they're just point-wise not.
So you're down to 1,
No.
right?
Should be down to.
You had 4?
Right.
Alright.
So good.
Alright. So the ion shields hold. And the Hunter Killer. It's hitting on a 4. It fails. So that. I don't think any of them hit yet, right?
No, one. I think one did.
Yeah, I don't think they did because they're strength 10. I haven't rolled a. The only one that's been hitting on this was this guy.
No.
Do I have any more? I think all the. Yeah, I got 2 more Hunter Killers on the Demolishers. Alright. So let's fire the tank here. We'll do the same deal. We'll try to finish Glotkin with the heavy bolters. He's a big guy. We can see him. And since I'm in the terrain, I don't suffer the -1 to hit because I'm in the terrain. And we'll fire the battle cannon at your rotated ion shield guy.
Okay.
So here we go with shots for the cannon, battle cannon. I'm going to reroll that 2. And 2 or 3. So I got 6 shots for the tank commander, Kruger. It is through the terrain again. That piece of terrain is sticking out, covering more than half the base. So I'm hitting on 4s. I'm rerolling 1s. So it's affected 2 already. So these 2 would have been hits, but the woods got me. And now strength 8. But your toughness 9, so I need a 5. So it did affect it again. So a -2, but your ion shields are rotated.
And that's what, a cannon?
It'll be D3 damage.
Yeah, I'll take that.
D3 for 1. And now the heavy bolter is at your Glotkin Warlord, trying to get that one last wound. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling the 1s. There's no woods in between. Picked up 1 extra one. But I need 5s because of the heavy bolter, strength 5. We got 2 this time at -1, so it's a 4 up.
Good.
He's holding strong. Warlord has been through many battles. Alright, so that's every tank on this side has fired. So that leaves my Manticore and the 2 Demolishers. Alright, we're going to fire the Demolisher cannon. Everything it's got at your Tyrant. It is going through woods, so everything's at -1 to hit. So what I'm going to do here is... Do I want to do it now? Yeah. So we're going to play Vengeance for Cadia, which is a 2 command point stratagem, which allows me to re-roll hits and wounds with a vehicle shooting at that vehicle, with a unit shooting at a vehicle or a monster. And then I'm going to play the last command point that I have for this turn, because I had 3, on the maximum number of shots for all type weapons. So those heavy flamers, that's going to be 18 shots, and the battle cannon will be 12 shots. So that's a lot of shots. And I'm rerolling failed hits and failed wounds. It will affect the failed hits.
You
So
count as only partial moving coming on?
it's 5-inch move.
Coming on?
Yep.
Okay.
If I moved, I can only move 6 inches total, but I did the 5-inch move, which is that width of that hole right there, or length. So 3, 6, 9, 12 shots with the battle cannon.
The Demolisher cannon.
Demolisher cannon. This is the big cannon. This is from Vengeance of Cadia and the for Greater Good stratagem that's going to allow me to get maximum shots. We hit on 4s, but we're shooting through woods, so we're hitting on 5s. Now the 4s, according to the old rules, is the old codex, technically would hit, and you've got to do all modifiers. So these 2 cannot be re-rolled. But these failed hits, because they're below my ballistic skill, will get to be re-rolled. So let's see if we can get any 5s and 6s out of these. Yes, we got many. Alright. Now this is Demolisher, so it's strength 10 against your toughness 9. I know he's jacked up on all kinds of dark magic, but we're still wounding on 3s, and I get to reroll failed wounds for the Vengeance of Cadia, but we do not need any rerolls because the Vengeance is pumping through me. We got 9 Demolisher cannon shells, which will be your 4-up, jacked up rotated ion shield save.
So 9. Oy.
Now these are massive damage.
Yours,
D6 a
it's
pop.
better than the Volcano Lance?
It's really bad. Actually, let's see, is it damage D3? Demolisher cannon. D6 damage.
So it's
massive.
It's better than the Volcano Lance.
Well, 3D3, it could be, you could do 9.
No,
Damage,
you get
right?
2d6 d6s. That's much better.
Oh yeah, no, each one is massive.
And that's game.
What you got? No 4s? Not enough?
No, that's gonna be game.
Alright, how many is it? 3?
1,
5?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, good God.
Like I said, that's game.
2, 4, 6, 7. Well, it could be a low roll. No, that's enough to... What did he have left?
Yeah, 21.
21. 5, 10, 17, 22.
Yep.
Yep.
And he explodes.
What's the range of that explosion? Could have kept my tank? 12
No,
inch?
because they didn't roll high enough for that.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's only, I have to roll both to get your tank. Two d6. So 11, which I think you're still out of range.
No, I'm in 10.
Okay,
That'll
so
catch
we
'em.
both are gonna catch it. D6. Oh no. Yeah, D6 mortal wounds. So 4 on both of us.
Alright. So I'm down to 8.
4 on both of us.
And the Flamers and Hunter Killer fly into the wreck, an exploding wreck. Alright, so Tyrant's down. Second Demolisher. Gets 2d6 shots with the turret weapon. I'll reroll the 2 for 9. And it's hitting on 4s. No rerolls. Got 1 hit. No wounds.
Well, he was that explosion threw
Yeah.
off his aim. I mean, come on.
there's all, I don't even know what I'm shooting at this point. The Hunter Killer fails to hit. So
They're
none
busy
of those.
going, did you see what he just did?
Something just blew up.
Oh my god!
Messed up all of our optics.
What the hell just happened?
Alright, so he whiffed. So the last thing to shoot is the Manticore. I'll fire at you, Glotkin. Try to see if I can take him down. 2d6 shots. I can reroll one of these dice. I'll reroll the 1. I got 9 shots. 3, 6, 9. It's beyond 36 inches, so the Master of Ordnance is going to let him reroll the 1s, if there are any.
Which there
There
are.
are a couple. And we need 4s to hit. This is strength 10 against Glotkin, so it's wounding on 3s. And it's going to be at -2. So 5 at -2.
5 at 5. And the Glotkin goes down.
Yeah, does he have a big explosion or not enough to get the tank?
He does explode. And I think it will be enough because the other guy gets 2 chances to explode. That's why his is a little different.
Because that would be in, looks like a 10-inch, 9 or a 10-inch.
No, that's not gonna get it. 25.
So things are blowing up all over the place here. And that is it for the shooting. So we've taken down 3 Tyrants. That's going to get us the Titan Hunters, secondary. And now it's going to, but I'm not engaging on all fronts because I'm not in that second half of the board at all. And we're going into the bottom of turn 2. Alright, so the despoiler is moving on top of an objective, and looks like he's facing down the 2 Demolisher tanks that finished off the Tyrant, or at least one of them did. So you're spending 2 command points to reroll hits.
Yep.
Alright, and he's got the jacked up carapace weapon. So, what do you got for shots? You got 4 weapons I can fire here, right?
Yeah.
So we got a tank that has down to 1 wound over here. And this guy has 2 more shots on his rockets. And then you got some damaged Lehman Russes. We got 1 in the middle bracket here, a Demolisher hurt, and then a Lehman Russ over there on an objective.
Okay, so this one down. The thermal cannon is going into this Demolisher. This thing, man, I wish I could shoot that thing. It's going into that guy over there.
Okay.
The stubber will go into him,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's going into the guy with 1 wound.
Got it.
Let's
Alright.
see if he
Let's see what
can.
kind of damage we can do here.
We can see if Slanesh is in favor.
Well, we already know that the Emperor must be protecting me because when you first called upon the Dark Gods to get this guy back, the call went unanswered.
Yeah, I don't know. So 3, I'm gonna reroll that. 1, I shouldn't have rerolled it. Okay, so 1 on the guy who,
Back there.
yeah. It's a hit.
And strength
5.
6. Is it jacked up? Plus
No,
one strength,
because I
plus
have
one
the
damage?
toughness 9.
Oh,
So nothing. Yay! Okay. Let's do the one, hopefully that's better. The thermal spear into the
got it.
Demolisher. 3.
You could reroll one of them, right?
Oh no, that was the reroll.
Oh.
I just did both. Okay, 3 shots, but I do get to reroll the hits. Which is good. That die is really broken. Let's not use that one. Yeah, but so 2 hits. 3 plus.
Yep, strength 9.
Okay, both there.
Minus 4 goes right through the armor.
But
Can't
it
stop it.
won't be enough to kill.
2d6
2d6.
plus 2 each one. I mean, 2d6, pick the highest each one.
Right, but he's a 12, right?
Right.
Okay, so,
So
I got
6 so far.
Okay, so 10 damage.
You get a second dice because it's picked two dice. Pick the highest for each one of those damages. So that was a 6. Now you get to roll. See if you can roll another 6. No, so you take 4. So I'm down to 2. All right, he's at the lowest bracket. Now the Gatling cannon
He's going into the one all the way over there. Which probably was a mistake, but...
on the objective.
But he's Slanesh. He's going nuts.
He's in a
just like,
frenzy, fire frenzy.
And he gets to reroll his misses. So that's a decent amount of hits. But this needs 5s to do anything. So 4.
-1.
Double check it.
Well, 2 are definitely going through. If it's a -2, then you're gonna get all 4 through.
-2.
So all 4 are going through.
So that's
The 2
8.
damage a pop. So it's 8 damage. He's down to 2.
Wow.
So a lot of bracketing.
You can't kill anyone, can
3,
you?
yeah, 3 tanks bracket. You still got the heavy stubber.
Yeah, it's going into... I already called it was going into
Yep.
that guy, so... I probably should have put into one of the others, but that's okay. So 3 hits.
We need some more 6s.
Nothing. Okay, so...
All right, so we got 3 tanks in the lowest bracket, 1 in the middle bracket, and then 2 more that are injured.
I have a big enough base I could actually try to multi-charge them.
Yeah, it looks like you need a 6 for this guy, so that would be the magic number.
Do I try both and get greedy, or do I, you know...
Might as well.
Yeah, but that one I guarantee I'll get.
That one? Yeah, that was like a 3-inch, right?
Yeah. You know what? The way it's going, go for broke.
Go for broke, Slanesh. In a frenzy. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's really jacked up. Uh-oh. Alright, so he is in with his 11-inch charge on both tanks and still in range of the objective. So, how do you want to do this? You got stomps, right?
Yep, I have stomps. So
Your old stompy attack.
strength 8, but I get 3 attacks for each of my base attacks, which are 4. So I have 12 attacks.
And what's the damage for each stomp?
Each stomp is D3.
So this one's on hanging on by a thread with 2 wounds. The other one's
Yeah.
stronger. Could do it.
I'm gonna split them 6 and 6.
6 and 6.
No, Slanesh.
I was thinking 8 and 4.
Yeah, but I gotta go with the holy number.
Alright, there it is. 6 and 6. Slanesh is in a
Hey,
fire
when
frenzy
you're-
and a
when-
stomp frenzy.
When you're doing this bad, you gotta go with the full.
Now, which one is this first 6 against?
This is gonna be on the 2.
The one that's damaged badly in its last bracket.
So that's 5 hits.
Now, you played that card. Does it get to reroll hits for
No,
stomps
it's
or just
unfortunately
shooting?
just
Okay.
shooting.
Strength 9, you said, or
One.
strength 8?
8, 1,
1? What's the minus?
-2.
So I need a 5, which I do not get, and I have no command points to reroll. So you get that 2 or 3 on this roll.
Yeah.
You got it. Let's see if I go boom with the Bob Evers boom dice. No. So 1 down from the Slanesh stomps. Now you got 6 attacks going the other way.
I kind of don't want this one to die.
Well, good thing you didn't listen to me and go with 8 and 4. You might have came away with nothing here. So you got 1. Oh, he's a stompy stomp. Only 1 miss.
Yeah, but now's the
Now you need the
fours.
Fours.
Slash is good at hitting, not so good at.
Not so good at the. Oh, he is.
Okay.
Look at this one.
So that's 4 at -2.
4 at -2, so 5 ups. This could take me out if I fail these. I failed 2, so you can't kill me, but you could do some serious damage. So 2d3.
So 4.
4 points, so down to 4. Alright. So he did good. He took out a tank.
I
Damage
should have
another.
taken these out though.
Yeah, that was...
That was kind of off, but whatever.
Well, missing with that carapace weapon hurt, because that plasma tank's still sitting on a wound for
Yeah.
a while now.
But you know.
Alright, so that will give you another 2 points for bring it down,
Yeah.
but you will not get the grind them down, right? Because of the, I killed 2
Correct.
to 1. Alright. So let's get the points going, and then we'll get to the top of, bottom of turn scoring. Alright, I forgot to roll for the Korov's Aquila. I'm just going to see if I get any 5s here. You did spend 2? No. Alright. So that brings us to the bottom of turn 2. Scott's going to get another 2 points for bringing him down, and he is on an objective. Now we're going to go to top of turn 3. So we got 2 objectives covered, so that's going to be 10 points, and 1 more than the Chaos Knights, so it's going to bring me up to the 15 for this round. So 15 for a primary, and now we'll do some movement and see if we can shoot this tank. First we got to be able to get out of combat with that guy over there. Okay, this guy, his movement is reduced, and you get a 2-inch penalty for moving through terrain, so I'm not going to be able to get away from this knight and then be able to place my model without wobbly model syndrome, so he is stuck in combat. So we're going to go, we moved all these other tanks up, they all advanced, even with their limited move capacities, they're all damaged. That guy was able to move out, he's still on the objective. I moved the plasma over to this objective, I moved my tank commander, John Matrix, over to this one, and then this guy moved out of the terrain, and then he's going to issue an order to move again, move, so I get an advance roll plus my regular movement. So he'll be able to move another 13. So he's going to move up to this objective. And that's it. So I got the guy in combat. The only thing that could shoot at you are my flamers. So I get 3d6 shots. And the blast weapon is the turret, so it doesn't get a chance to fire at anything. So here's the 3d6 for the flamers into your tank. So I get 6. Strength 5, toughness 9.
But that doesn't.
Nope, but 1 wound at -1.
So 4 plus. Makes it.
There it is. Now, there was this no charges turn, so it goes to the defender.
Correct.
So you get to do your attacks first before me. So you got some stomps. This is I get the full 12 now, don't I?
Yeah.
Slanesh is generous to give me all of the stomps.
Well, you know. Slash is laughing at the other gods right now. Like, did you see what your knights did? Look, my knight's still there. Okay, so... Yeah, that's a sizable amount. And it's 8 versus 8.
So 4s.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 at -2.
Yep.
We've done this roll before. Need some 5s. That's not good. That's 4d3 damage.
Yeah, so...
So I can't stop it. So let's see if we go boom as we get stomped into the ground. We don't go boom, but you do get a 3-inch consolidation if you want towards my tank commander. There's a free move for your stompiness.
That opens up a realm of possibilities, though.
Alright, so despite my move tank order and my full throttle over there, even though we're damaged, we still didn't get into the engage on all fronts. We're not halfway across the board. So at the end of my turn, I am not getting, I'm only getting the 15 points, which is a lot. I'm getting the 15 primary, but I'm getting no secondary points this turn.
And I get 2.
And we're going to the bottom of 3. Yeah, and you got a nice bring it down, another 2 points. So we're gonna tally up on the chart, and then we'll get to the the bottom of turn 3 for Scott's movement and shooting.
Going to be firing into that plasma one. The missiles are going to fire to the one that has 2. The volcanic lance is going to shoot at him, and the other thing is shooting at that.
Alright, so this Slanesh demon is inspiring this knight to go for broke deep into my enemy lines, deep into your enemy lines, in my deployment zone, at my home objective, against my Master Mechanic, Tank Commander John Matrix. Alright, what do you want to start with? You got 4 tanks targeted here.
Yeah, these hard decisions in life, right? I'm gonna go with the one far away
Alright.
first. So let's see how many shots I get. 3. Yeah, I'm gonna reroll. 6.
Slanesh,
Yeah, that seems to be.
reward. Good reward.
I think I know what all my armatures are gonna be now. So
Oh, yeah.
4 hits, but it's only strength 5, so it needs 5s to wound. So 1 at -2.
So 5 up to live. We live.
That makes it. Okay, I'll do the thermal cannon into him.
Okay, full commander here, full tank commander.
So 4 shots. So 4 hits.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Strength 9.
strength
3s. Uh-oh.
9. So that's
You want to
2.
burn one to get another hit out of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I only have 1 CP anyway, so.
Yep. Alright, so 2 at -4 burn right through the tank. So you get 2 dice, picking the highest for each one of these, because you're in
First
half
one.
range.
4. Second one.
So he's down to 3.
So 9 damage.
Respectable. So I got a lot of wounded tanks here, bleeding oil and smoke everywhere.
Well, I just have to kill 1 to kill more than you this turn since I killed 1 last turn.
Right.
Okay, so then it's not quite as good as I wanted, but you know, what can you do? So heavy stubber into him.
Okay.
That's 3 shots. 2 hits. Nothing though.
Nope, 6 was required.
But and then the 12 into the other guy. 8, 9, 10, 12.
Good hitting.
Okay. But this is strength 6,
Yep, toughness 7.
so 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
At -2.
At -2.
So 5s are required, or it's 2 damage a pop. So 6 damage, I'm down to 2. Could have taken him out.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting lucky.
Okay. And then I will charge the tank commander.
Alright, let's see what you got.
Yeah, so.
Do you want both of them? Or you just said the tank commander, right?
I don't think I could.
You could, yeah, I don't think, yeah, you're right. I
Yeah,
don't think you get in there.
As much as I would like to get both of them, because that would be better for me.
Yeah.
I think it's fair I don't.
Alright, charging units go first.
Okay. 10, 12. That's not quite as good, but not terrible. 8 to 8. So that is only 3.
3 at -2.
Yep.
5 ups. So what is it, D3 a pop?
Yep. No, yeah.
2 get through.
2 get through. So, 3.
So down to 9.
Not quite what I wanted there, but, you know.
Well, you got every tank on the board damaged now. So I get my 3 attacks back,
Yep.
hitting on 6s. 2 of them. How do you like that? Strength 8. Is it strength 8? Let me take a quick look. Strength of Newman Russ, 7. No. No wounds. Needed 5s.
So,
That's it.
yeah.
So you've damaged every tank on the board,
I killed almost
but didn't
nothing.
kill them, right? So no grind them down.
No, grind them down. We got the one from last time.
No,
right?
well, no bring it down, but
Yeah. But I
grind
did
them
get-
down.
Because I destroyed one during your turn and you didn't destroy
I didn't
it
destroy
during
any.
this
So
turn.
you're getting grind them down, but not bring it down.
Correct.
All right, so 3 points. And you're in my zone here. And now I'm going to the top of turn 4. So let's go to the point sheets and get that tallied up and come back for my movement phase. Okay, movement phase is done. So the tank commander matrix backed out and popped smoke. This plasma tank is staying on the objective. He's not moving. He's got direct line of sight now. Maybe we'll use that stratagem. I have 2 strat points to get direct fire. These guys went flat out, moved their advanced moves. We were able to get into this. He couldn't get all the way through, but this guy did. He used the full throttle tank order and the advance, even though he was bleeding oil and smoke everywhere. Is able to get onto the second half of that battlefield, so he'll be able to engage. Plus, he got to that other objective. And now we're going to try to shoot down this despoiler of Slanesh. Alright, so my plasma tank didn't move. See how many shots he gets. I get to re-roll either one of these dice. I'm getting 10 shots.
6 plus, right?
Yep, hitting on 6s because of the damage bracket. But I'm overheating. I did roll a 1. So do I want to? I'm going to use one of my command points. I have 2 this turn. All right, so he doesn't kill himself, but I get 2 hits out of it. Strength 8. 1 damage at -2, or -3. I think it is for plasma. -3.
6.
So he saves that.
Ones. I don't know how you never roll ones.
I'm going to try again. Overheating the sponsons. I have no rerolls left. 3 shots. Needs 6s, no 1s. And the last cannon needs a 6. No. So that's all the shooting from that. Now I'll spend my last command point on direct fire with the Manticore. That means if I have direct fire sight line, I get +1 to hit. I'm not over 36 inches away, so I don't get the 1s to reroll for the Master of Ordnance. So 2 dice. I get to reroll 1 of these. I'll keep that, obviously. 11. And since we use the command point of direct fire, we will be hitting on 3s because we have direct line of sight. No rerolling of the 1s because we're less than 36 inches away.
This is his last shot.
This is he had 2 because he didn't fire last turn, so he's got 1 more after this. Strength 10 against toughness 9, right?
Right.
So 3s, 3 wounds at -2.
Actually, it's tough and safe, but it doesn't change anything.
Yep. 3 wounds at your 5 up invuln.
Because we're in turn which?
4.
Okay, I think you just circled the, so you know for your record. I think you accidentally did the round 3 instead of round
Oh, for the
scoring. Yeah.
for the points for the.
So 1 goes through.
All right, D3 damage. For 3.
3. Okay.
I'm sorry, it has full payload. It's max 3 anyway. Full payload gives me 3 damage shots. All right, nothing else can see through the terrain feature because the footprint is beyond. We said that these were all counting as tall, so I cannot see through there. And he moved his flat out full throttle, so that was the only shots I got. So we're at the bottom of 4, going into your turn. I will be engaging on 3 fronts, not all 4. All right.
Right now I'm just going for
Oh, just
destruction.
some kills, yeah. So the despoiler is going to have another chance to do some damage. I got 2 tanks on 2 damage, 1 on 3, another one on 1. Everything's damaged. So let's see what he can pull off here in the final rounds. I'm going to go tally up the points and go on to the bottom of turn 4.
So I'm going to continue with the going for broke strategy.
So you're pursuing my tank commander.
Oh, do I actually want to give myself a wound?
What do you got sitting on 12?
Yeah. See, the problem is if I pick what my benefit is, it's D3 mortal wounds.
Could roll low. The
Yeah.
gods could be turning in your favor,
Yeah.
even though they've ignored all of your calls. To this point.
Exactly. Well, no, Slanesh has been pretty good.
Slanesh is on a rampage right now.
Yeah, I can't complain too much about Slanesh. Okay, well, I can't lower myself to the next thing. The question is it better to have one of these guns more powerful? Or is it better to... Okay, I think I have my plan. That's toughness 7.
Toughness 7 on the Manicore, or all else, a toughness 8. With
Okay.
a lot of damage here. Like, there is definitely sparks flying. We got smoke and oil coming out of every tank.
Yeah, I won't be able to get all the tanks, but... Okay, I'm going to risk the damage and I'm going to up this gun. Because I...
So a D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, I think...
Let's see if the dark gods are in your
Is that
favor.
the right call? No, actually, I'm not going to do that one.
Could be calling on corn. Corn wants blood.
I'm going to do the top one. The one that fires far. So I give myself one more.
There you go.
Okay. So that was good. So the top thing is stronger now.
And it was stronger from the beginning, so now it's up to a strength 7.
No. It was only strength 5 the other
Oh, okay.
turns. It only goes to your next movement turn.
Got it.
That's why it's not done all that. It's really the extra damage I wanted,
Mhm.
because then it could kill...
Yep, multiple
Easier.
stuff, yeah.
Actually, I could kill that guy,
Yeah, he's hurting.
because it'll do 3 damage with each hit now. Okay, so shooting. The heavy stubber's going into him. This, since it's now 3 damage, is going to go into him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I can't... okay, so that into him, this into him, the thermal into him.
Alright.
And then I'm going to most likely charge him. I am going to use my 2 command points to be able to re-roll all my hits.
Alright, let's do it.
Because I think that right now is something I need.
Yeah.
Because every hit has to count.
Alright, we were in summary mode for shooting, but I had to interrupt because it's getting crazy over here. So this guy, Slanesh, is in a frenzy. So, Scott, talk to me about the first 2 guns that fired, because both guns were able to get 2 kills right out of the gate.
Yeah,
First it was the
so-
Carapace top weapon, right?
And that fired at the tank over on the side, the Lemon Rust Commander, I think it was.
And did it, it was 3 damage a pop at this point, because you had upgraded it with the
Demon
Dark
Surge,
Gods, right?
Correct. So it went pop.
So he only had 3 points. He's gone. Then,
The heavy stubber took out the little guy right here.
oh, that's right, the plasma.
The plasma that had 1 wound, the heavy
And-
stubber took that out.
And then he exploded and did 2 damage to
To
the
both of
tank
us.
commander and you.
Then my Gatling gun took out the Manticore
Right?
finally.
He got taken down. So that's 3.
Yep, and then the thermal cannon
This is the hilarious part.
took out this tank,
So
but
we rolled the boom, and then we rolled an explosion and 2 damage points to the guy who had 2 left. Although he didn't go boom, but that's 2 tanks at 1 shot. So that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks taken out by just 1 night. They were all damaged, but it's still a tremendous feat. So that's 10 bring it down points just on him alone. So that's going to max you out on bring it down for sure.
and I'll have destroyed more this turn.
Right. So that's going to leave
Just the charge.
2 units, and you're going to be charging my tank commander, which means my master of ordnance could be the only one left on the board. Let's see what happens. All right, so this guy has killed 5 tanks with exploding chain reactions, and we're interrupting the summary again because we're going to see how this guy does with his stomp attacks. He's engaged tank commander Matrix. Got a lot of hits, but now you need the
But I need
4s to
fours.
wound now, right?
Yeah.
'Cause it's
Well, I
strength
need
8.
4s to hit too, because
Oh, he's damaged.
yeah, because that mortal wound
Yeah,
and
the
everything.
one's got him below half.
So 2.
2. So it can't kill me because it's D3 a pop, right?
Yep.
5 up saves.
Yep.
I fail both, so 2d3 damage.
So
So
4.
4. So I'm down to 3, but he's still alive. All right.
You do get your attack backs.
I did my attack back, so I get 1 attack because I'm in the bracket. I fail with a 5.
Okay.
So we're at the bottom of turn 4. Let's go take a look at the points because there's a lot of points getting from this one guy with bring it down and grind them down. So you ground them down for another 3, right?
Yep.
Because you killed more than me, you killed 5. And that's going to give you 2, 4. You've maxed out your bring it down. So you're at 15. And I'm at 15 for Titan Hunter. And you're blowing me away and grind them down, and I've only got 1 engage on the front, and now it's not going to be possible for me to engage because you blew away the tanks that were going for it. So you've beaten me in 1 secondary objective, and we're tied in the other one. And you've denied me points on objectives, but you haven't gotten any. So I did have those 2 rounds where I was able to get
Full.
full.
So I think you're
So that could
gonna-
put me over the top right there. We'll see what happens
Now
at the
I do
end.
get to get the objective last turn, right? Because I
I
was
had,
second.
I did have,
No, I mean at the end of 5th, I technically can get 5 points for an objective.
it's at the beginning of your command phase, or at the end of your command
No,
phase.
New rules. Person who goes second gets to do at the end of 5th.
That will be, yeah, the 5th, yeah.
5th, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about last
No,
time.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
New, yeah, you will get it because you're in range at this point. There's no way I can deny you because I can't get to that spot. All right, so we're at the bottom of, end of the game now, top of 5th, last turn, and we'll come back with the summary and see what happens. Okay, so we're at the top of the 5th and final turn. And my commander, tank commander, has backed out of combat. He doesn't get to smoke anymore. But I'm going to play a card, Focused Bombardment. We haven't used it yet. And we have direct line of sight on the despoiler. So we get 6 shots. It's the maximum shots with this thing. It's basically a battle cannon shot being called down on this knight. So hitting on 3s because I have direct line of sight. And it's strength 8, so I'm wounding on 4s. So 2 wounds at -2.
So 5 plus. Both go through.
And it's D3 damage, each one, so 5 damage. That takes him down to 4.
Yeah, where's the
And that is the end of my turn. I do not get engaged on all fronts because you've destroyed the tanks that were going for that. And we'll finish up with you doing your last turn. I'm just going to come back with that summary. All right, here we go. All right, so we are at the point now, at the end of the game here, the carapace weapon took out my warlord. So he's dead. And now we're firing the thermal cannon at the tank commander with 3 points left, but he is within the 6-inch bubble. If I explode, and you did 3 mortal wounds to give yourself better damage on that carapace weapon, right?
Yep.
So you're down to 1 wound. So let's see what happens here with this thermal cannon. Oh my goodness. These
6
6
shots.
I don't think my commander's going to survive.
But remember, I'm only hit on 5s.
Yep, he's damaged.
So that's 2.
And you need a 3 to wound. But I can't stop it because I have no way to get stop this.
1 wound.
-4 burns right through me. So 2 dice, pick the highest. You're at short
Oh
range.
yeah, that's right.
That's enough. So you've killed me. But again, we got the big boom dice that's been exploding. I think it exploded 5 out of 7 times. I don't know. It's been bad. So here it is. If I explode, I'm going to do a mortal wound and take the knight with me. Here we go.
6 or D6
It's
inches.
6 inches D3.
Okay.
But it doesn't explode, so that's not even going to happen. So
the sole
you
survivor on
have
the
taken
board.
out all of my units. The Slanesh Knight is on 1 wound in my zone. And now we're going to go to the points, and you're going to get another bring it down, so that's 2 more points,
Well, I
plus
think
grind
we
them down 3 more
just
points.
grind down 'cause
Oh, you already maxed
yeah.
out the other one. So you get 3 more points from grind them down, and you got at the end of turn 5 now, you got the objective.
And I think the key thing is he has 1 wound, and he is the only model on the board.
He is the only one left. There it is. 1 wound, end of the game. What a bloody carnage. So we're going to go check out the points, and we'll get back to you with the results. All right, so we've totaled up the points, and it was so close. So Scott was able to get 10 points out of that for controlling the objective and more than me at the end of the round. But it looks like it came down to that 1 turn where I was able, well, I got 2 turns of maxing out the primary, because you got 12 for grind it down, and I only got 2 for engage on all fronts, so you beat me by 10 on that one. We both got Titan Hunt. We both maxed out on one of them. Titan Hunters for me, bring it down for you. And you were able to get minimized losses because if you lose 3 models, you still have 25%. That's 5. I'm below 25%. I get nothing for that mission objective.
We both painted.
We both painted. So when we totaled them up, you got 52 to 57. So that extra one turn when I brought that guy up, you said, right? When I brought up the tank commander
Blocked my guy from
and got
getting
his
it.
full throttle. So that was it. A close game, low scoring.
1 wound left on the board.
1 model left with 1 wound. And carnage and oil and smoke with the many explosions, but a great game. So thanks for the game, Scott. It
Yeah,
was a
thank
league
you.
game, so it's going to go into the. We'll change the league board on that one, but the Chaos Knights came out and put out a great showing. They started out slow,
I think the corn one has to have a talking to.
and you didn't get them back, which the Dark Guards weren't listening, so he didn't come back to life. But this guy went on a rampage. In 2 turns, what did he kill? 5 that one turn, 6. He killed
Yeah,
7 tanks?
I think so, yeah.
7 tanks in 2
I mean,
turns.
A bunch were injured, but
Yeah, they were
still,
all, there was a lot of, but he claimed a lot of kills, so.
yeah, he needs to have some marks put onto his armor.
Absolutely. All right, well, great game. Thanks for watching. If you guys made it this far, stay safe out there. And we're signing out here on the Bellport Battle Bunker and one of our league games for 2021. And I hope to see you again for some more battle reports on the Bellport Battle Bunker. Please like and subscribe, and we will get back to you hopefully safe. Everybody stay safe out there, and thanks for watching.